I am so excited to do this video. Hundreds of you reached out to me through email and direct message requesting this specific segment that you wanted my list, my top 5, bottom 5 list for this RV segment. And it excites me because it means the demand for that segment is increasing. And it's my favorite, or I should say, it's one of my favorite segments to talk about. Now, that being said, some RV manufacturers and some RV dealerships will be super excited to watch this video because I'm going to reveal my top 5 best fifth wheel toy haulers for year model 2026. Now, as Stephen A. Smith says, the list is fluid. The list is fluid. Welcome into HBRV Lifestyle, the podcast. I'm the host, John Levingston, aka the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as some of the things. And getting right into the list, number 5 will shock a ton of you. Grab on, folks. Brinkley RV. And you're probably going, what? Pardon me. Well, yes. I'm still getting daily communication from folks that own Brinkley travel trailers, Brinkley fifth wheels, etc. that are having water intrusion problems. Yes, I agree. I agree they also are very extremely overpriced for what they really are. But let's look at something on the positive side. First off, go look at the lineup. The lineup that Brinkley RV has released for their 2026 fifth wheel toy haulers has a little bit of everything for everyone. So you're that guy with the 4-seat Can-Am X3, the 4-seat Razor Pro R. You need a 15.5-foot garage. You need a 16-foot garage. You need a 17-foot garage. Or simply you're looking to be a full-time RVer with a Harley Davidson or a golf cart. The lineup that they offer gives a little bit of everything to everyone. And I've always said they've done an excellent job with never wasting any space. Guys, that's the best thing I can ever say about Brinkley. And it is an extreme compliment if you're in the RV industry that really when you walk inside of Brinkley, you do not feel like there is a waste of space anywhere. So I got to put them at number 5. But they are not the best. And unfortunately, the separation doesn't have to do with the look of the coach. It has to do with other things. So I got number 4 on the list as Cherokee Wolfpack. Now, Wolfpack is a cheap fifth wheel toy hauler. Cheap quality cabinets. You walk in and you're going to go, this is ugly. Okay. Fact of life. But they are one of the only fifth wheel toy hauler manufacturers in Indiana that has desert camping in mind. Go look at the tank sizes of some of the stuff. Go look at the garage sizes. Go look at the floor plans. While they aren't, I gotta say, they're more cookie cutter than anything else you're gonna see. They're very bland floor plans. They're very, it's like, I've seen this a dozen times. But at the end of the day, for the last 5 years, they have gotten better, and they're one of the only Indiana brands built in Indiana that actually keeps up with the side-by-side market. So I got to give them credit where credit's due. And that's actually one of the reasons why I have them above Brinkley. I also want to point out, folks, that there isn't a lot of fifth wheel toy hauler brands out there. I think there's only like 18 or 19. It isn't like the travel trailer industry, right? They're just, there's not that many of them built, right? But that brings me to number 3. Number 3 is actually the big brother to the Wolfpack, which is the Rogue Armored. The Rogue Armored, to me, is the most put together, perfect fifth wheel toy hauler built in Indiana. Not built in the market, built in Indiana 100%. Okay. There are downsides to Rogue Armor. There's downsides with any RV. I always say it stands for toolkit and sense of humor. But they are the currently and have been for the last couple of years the perfect balance between look and desert. Are they the prettiest thing on God's green earth? No. Momentum will be prettier. Brinkley will be prettier. But you got to look past the lipstick. Go look past the lipstick and look at the fact that they build a big ass toy hauler and they're heavy. But there's a little bit of everything for everyone, just like Brinkley. Now that moves me into the top two. Now let me tell you that the difference between 3 through 5 wasn't much. If Brinkley didn't have the leak problems, they'd probably be number 3. Okay. If, some of the other middle of the road brands were better, Wolfpack probably wouldn't have made it. Just to give you an example. So that's how close 3 through my bottom 5 are outside of KZ. But these two that I'm going to mention are the separation from the pack. They're the best of the best, and it's always hard for me to go 1, 2. But I'm going to go number 2, ATC. ATC builds one hell of a good hauler. And it's the subtlest differences. I'm going to tell you, Ghost, I would never have a problem with somebody buying an ATC over number 1. Okay. If anybody told me I'd love an ATC over a Brinkley, or ATC over a Rogue Armored, or ATC over a Momentum, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Couldn't blame you. Couldn't. There isn't enough said about that company except for they're really expensive. They are really tremendously expensive. But that brings me to number 1. And number 1, I feel really bad for you, though, those of you on the East Coast, because you'll probably never see one unless you go out to Texas or Oklahoma to go buy your coach. And that's Genesis Supreme RV and any brand under Genesis Supreme RV. Still, to me, the number 1 toy hauler built in the United States. Are they perfect? No. Are they the most beautiful things in the world? Are they prettier than a Brinkley? Absolutely not. But let me tell you that Pablo knows how to build a coach for the desert. He knows how to build a coach for dry camping. And let me tell you, the side-by-side market, they build their toy haulers every single year. They build them around the biggest, baddest side-by-side in the industry. You will never have a garage too small, a cargo area with a slide too small to fit any of the big side-by-sides, ever. And they keep up with the trends of all the packaging, all the new, little gadgets and gizmos that are going to go on the side-by-side. Just fabulous. Again, are they perfect? None of these are perfect. In fact, I'll tell you all day that RV stands for toolkit and sense of humor. But man, I love it. So until next time, remember that RV always stands for toolkit and sense of humor.